Hope, not hate. An alluring name for those more concerned about social justice than truth. Fighting racism, hatred, and bigotry are a sort of rite of passage necessary in order to be absolved of your innate sin as a member of the privileged upper class of society. It follows naturally, however, that the demand for racist, anti-Semites, and other assorted undesirables is high, but the modern West's notable lack of hate and inequality is merely an inconvenience for the socially conscious. Combing through HopeNotHate.com, you'd expect to see a list of their accolades proudly displayed, but there's a severe lack of accomplishments listed for an organization that boastfully claims to be proven as the most effective international anti-fascist organization out there. Not only that, but the About section is hidden at the bottom of the page in small print. At best, they vaguely allude to their successful fight against fascism in the United Kingdom, but upon further research in other areas of the internet, like Wikipedia, you'll find that one of their proud crusades in Europe was against UKIP, the political party founded by Nigel Farage, otherwise known as the United Kingdom Independent Party. Anyone that knows anything about Nigel Farage, while not shocked, would probably be puzzled to hear him labeled as a fascist. After all, having no fascist affiliation, UKIP's primary purpose was to provoke the dismantling of the EU and thereby remove the UK from the extra-governmental body.
I also hope tomorrow that we see the British Prime Minister stop dithering on Brexit. It's been 6 months since we voted for our liberation, and at the minute we're being dictated to by courts and European commissioners and told what we can and cannot do. And that's why you can all look forward to some even bigger dramatic shocks coming in 2017. It's going to be, for nation-state Democrats, a very happy new year.
UKIP was labeled as a fascist party only after they proved to be misaligned against the political goals of an organization well known to have a left-leaning slant. And clearly, the left operates under the premise that they have a monopoly on opposition to fascism. This is a running theme, not only within Hope Not Hate, but the supposed anti-fascist left at large. A word that once evoked images of grim-faced despots marching their people into perpetual war is now nothing more than a political billy club wielded by pussy hat-wearing protesters and armchair critical theorists alike. Like weaponized propaganda arms of a faceless left-wing shadow regime, armies of organizations and individuals alike aim to delegitimize and ultimately dehumanize their political detractors.
I say red baseball caps mean you're an ass.
If not by calling them the devil, merely suggesting that he's their best friend. One such example can be found on the Hope Not Hate website under the section advertising their supposed investigation and infiltration into the alt-right. They present a Twitter network map. Each circle on this map represents an individual account. Their size indicates how much they interact with other accounts in the map, and the lines represent those interactions. They allege that this map is to show the difference between the alt-right and the alt-light, but when you look at the map, all you see is notable names from both sides, highlighted and juxtaposed in a way that suggests clear collusion or at least involvement and shared interest. At face value, it seems that this is a network of the Nazis that lurk in the shadows and their colleagues belonging to the more palatable Front organization. Upon closer inspection, however, and I mean closer as in more than a cursory glance, you'll see that perhaps this network is less of a damning indictment against the new conservative movement and more of a selectively highlighted map of the political sphere of Twitter in order to conveniently juxtapose the more controversial alt-right and the admittedly centrist so-called alt-light in order to discredit both. Were this not the case, surely you could expect that troubling narrative-bending Twitter accounts wouldn't fade away and blend in, cast in gray, only shades lighter than the background. This, as you can guess, is not the case. If you click through some of these accounts, you first begin to see smaller, lesser-known conservative accounts, leading you to believe this network is deeper and more sinister than previously thought. But this conspiracy is quickly proven to be a facade as you discover that this network contains ABC News, Kamala Harris, Katie Couric, and Michael Moore. Perhaps these people were innocently wrapped up into this group after bickering with their political enemies on social media, much like American citizens are frequently caught up in government surveillance after unwittingly speaking to a terrorist on the phone. This theory falls apart as well because after more clicking, you see more innocuous, nearly apolitical names such as Alyssa Milano, Reuters, and even an account run by the Department of Justice. This network map is only one portion of the newest section which has come to dominate the entire Hope Not Hate website, which details the work of a man named Patrick Hermanson, the man dedicated to investigating the fascist undercurrent of modern conservatism, even at the cost of his integrity. Now, he did actually cover real alt-right figures such as Richard Spencer and Jared Taylor, but then discredits those valid criticisms by making connections to Stefan Molyneux, Gavin McInnes, and even Mike Cernovich, who is universally reviled by the alt-right, and particularly Spencer, who's become the poster child for his movement. This is a common theme within Hermanson's report. He similarly connects Richard Spencer coining the term alt-right to Stephen Bannon taking the reins at Breitbart, to Gamergate, to Trump's Pepe tweet, all the way to the Battle of Berkeley, which was ignited after far-left terror groups rampaged through the town in order to prevent a speech by Milo Yiannopoulos. Hermanson and Hope Not Hate take legitimate alt-right figures and events and daisy-chain together networks and timelines of persons and events with increasing degrees of separation until the end result bears no resemblance or actual connection to the alt-right. On the surface, Hope Not Hate is a virtuous player in the fight for equity, positioning itself to strike fear into the hearts of Nazis, racists, and anti-Semites. But the truth is that it is just another arm of the authoritarian left. The truth is they're just attempting to ostracize political dissidents and those that won't worship the beast. But truth is of little consequence to an authoritarian. Jake Lloyd reporting for Infowars.com.